for our phenomenal Phyllis Nash, who is probably out there hula hooping, getting a hula hoop thing on. I don't know if you all have been seeing that. It is incredible. And it's a wonderful way to get your exercise on, as well as rebounding that we do Monday through Saturday. For those that want to join us with that, feel free. Reboundwithwakana.com is the website. But I want to get out the way because I woke up this morning thinking in my mind, and I hear that scripture quite often, follow those who through faith and patience inherit the promise. One of the big mistakes a lot of us make, we follow the wrong people, we listen to the wrong people, we model after the wrong people, we take advice from the wrong people. Who is the wrong people? Folk who haven't done it. And we have a VP of training who is so good at what he does. He has done it. He has accomplished so many things, too many really for us to list. I mean, we don't do justice when we introduce him, really, because we don't understand the value sometimes of what we have right before us. But I'm going to get out the way. I hope you got your pen. I hope you got your paper because you want to take copious notes. You want to make sure you don't miss him dropping a single thing because he dropped the mic during the certification. Coach Dan, are you out there?
Yes, I am. I am out here. Thank you so much, Coach Roz. I'm just somebody trying to help everybody accomplish whatever it is that God has created them to accomplish while working hard to do the same thing for myself. Listen, I trust and pray that everyone is ready to have absolutely the best day of their life. I trust and pray that everyone is ready to have absolutely the best day of their life. As we get ready to talk, let me turn this down a little bit. As we get ready to talk this morning, I was talking to my son Josiah, and we were talking about you know how to accomplish goals. Everyone tells you to set a goal. Everyone tells you you got to set your goals. You got to have a vision, and all of those things is absolutely correct. But how do you accomplish a goal, Josiah? How do you become successful in playing two sports? How do you become successful in playing basketball and then also become successful in playing football? What is the common denominator in both of those sports? And one of the things is it's the same thing as I was sharing with him. It is the same thing that is necessary in order to build or redevelop a building. As many of you know, I am in construction. I am in redevelopment of properties and things of that nature. And one of the things that is necessary in order to do it, to be successful, I'm going to talk about that. In business, if you don't have this thing that we're getting ready to talk about right now, if you don't have this thing, this thing, it's going to be very difficult for you to build your business. And this thing that I am speaking of this morning is called foundation. Foundation. I was talking to last night. I was dropping off a couple of Josiah's friends, and um, one of the friends is new to the school, and but he's saying even though he liked the school, he wants to go to a public school next year, and so he's working very hard to accomplish what his parents have told him to accomplish, so that he could get to the public school. And so he asked, I told him, I think you should just stay and ride it all that way out through the eighth grade. And he asked me, why do you think that? And literally, I began to talk about foundation. So, foundation, watch this, is one of the most essential elements that is needed to build anything sustainable. Let me say that again. Foundation is one of the essential elements to build anything sustainable. You cannot build a building without a strong foundation. You cannot grow as a mature adult without a strong foundation. You cannot become the best that you can be in athletics with a strong foundation. foundation is essential. And if you're going to be successful in this business, you have to make certain that your foundation is strong. You have to make certain that your foundation is sure. You have to make certain that your foundation is secure. And so when you begin to think about how do I build a strong foundation, you'll never be able to accomplish your goal. You'll never be able to fulfill your dreams. You'll never be able to reach your destiny if you don't have a strong foundation to build upon. And so here is what you need. Here's what you need. As I'll begin to share with Josiah, this is one of the things I begin to share with him. Number one, if you're going to have a strong foundation, you must have a strong plan. You have to have a strong plan. We don't start building anything without plans, without drawings, without direction. You have to have a strong plan, and you must stick to the plan. In building in the city of Chicago, once the plan is written, we must stick to the plan. And if there's any deviation of the plan without it being approved, then we will have to redo it all over again. You cannot deviate from the plan, because the plan's job is to get you, is to achieve the goal. This plan that I have in place, I'm not planning it for planning its sake. I am planning it because I need after doing all of my due diligence in planning, I am now saying that this is the pathway to success. So you must have a plan. Now, when you look at what you have as a plan in this particular business, the plan has been given to you. The plan has been given to you. At its core, the foundational plan has been given to you. If you go look at your Sales Academy training, you find that the plan has been established. Now, not only must you have a plan, not only must you have a plan, no, listen, the worst thing in the world, I have guys, they're working and ask me questions. And I say, well, what does the plan say? If you haven't read the plan, if you haven't studied the plan, if you don't understand the plan, you'll never be able to build a strong foundation. You'll never be able to complete the goal successfully because you don't know the plan. And if I come on a job site, I'm going to have you redo it on your own dime. Because the reason we have the plan is to give us direction for success and accomplishment. All right? So you got to have you got to know your plan. Because the second thing that you must know is that you must know your product. In this business, you must know the products and the services. In any business, you must know the product and the service that you are providing. If you are talking, because remember, the value or the most powerful way to sell or to communicate your product and service is to communicate it on a need basis. What do you mean by need basis? Well, what I mean by need basis is don't communicate everything that you have, not understanding what the person you're communicating to needs. Let me say that one more time. I hope this is being recorded. Don't communicate everything that you have without understanding what the person that you're communicating to needs. And then you know your product and service potential to meet the need. So you got to know your stuff. Not only should you know your product for understanding their needs, but you have to know your product so that you can talk from a position and a posture of an expert. not confident or knowledgeable about what it is that you're selling. You have to be an expert. What makes me, I would say, marginally good, because I'm working on being the best at what I do, is the fact that I work hard to be an expert. What does that mean? Well, if I'm teaching financial literacy, guess what? I'm teaching financial literacy. I'm teaching those skill sets based on me becoming certified as a financial planner. If I'm talking to you and I'm telling you about insurance, guess what? I'm a licensed I'm insured. I'm a licensed insurer. I have the potential to sell you insurance. Now, coach don't sell insurance. I do not go out and sell financial plans, but I teach financial literacy. So I have been a licensed insurance producer over the past, I don't know, 15, 20 years, and I keep recertifying in my continuing education because I want to talk from a perspective of I know. Coach got top agent of the year award in real estate. And I don't, I just got it. And guess what? I've never listed a property or bought a property for a client. I got that award just doing my own stuff. And the reason I became a licensed realtor was so that I can become an expert and know what it is that I'm doing. You have to know your product if you're going to build a strong foundation. Number one, you got to know your plan. Oh, wow, it's almost 8. I only got a few more minutes. Number one, you got to know your plan. Number two, you got to know your product. Number three, here it is, you got to know your people. I kind of alluded to this when I talked about knowing the product. You got to know your people. You got to know who is your target market. Who are you called to help? Who are you called to benefit to? What sector? There's multiple industries that we service. As a company, what industry specifically is your niche? What industry that you specifically that we service that you provide the greatest level of influence? What aspects of what we do better fits your personality? What market? You got to know your people. Not only do you got to know your people that you're talking to as potential customers, but you got to know the people that's on your team. You got to know you got to know their why. You got to know what makes them tick. You got to know your personnel. I'm getting ready to hire a new office manager, and which means I got to let the old one go. I don't want to let the old one go, but I really don't have. I'm trying to identify where could I put them because I really like them. They just don't have the capacity and or the competency to accomplish the goal based on where we're going. And so I asked them this question. I said, you've been working for me for over a year now in this capacity. You know the company. Where is it do you feel you can best be beneficial to the company? Where is it? What do you think your greatest value to the company is? I asked that question, and I'm waiting on them to get back to me. And here's the problem, you guys. Here's the problem. Her initial response was, I don't know because I never thought about it. That's a challenge for me because you work in a small business. And while working in a small business, you never take the time to think about what you can do to make this business better. Where you could add more value. That's a challenge. That's a challenge for me. That's a challenge for me. And so you know, so as we get ready to close, you got to build a strong foundation. If your success is going to be sustainable. And in order to build a strong foundation, you got to, number one, know the plan. Number two, you got to know the products. And number three, you got to know the people. Listen, I'm not done. I'm just going to stop right here. I trust and pray that this morning, this moment that we've had together in the huddle with Coach Dan, would give you plays and that you can go out and execute to accomplish your goals and accomplish your dreams. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you at the top, the very top, the tippity tip, tip top. And until next time, as always, prosper. Back to you, Coach Ross.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much, Coach Dan. Oh, my goodness. And listen, let me personally say to all of you, if you were not on certification this past weekend, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow, you should be start checking your email from an email from Sylvia with the recording. And you definitely want to hear the teaching that Coach Dan closed us out with on closing. And it's going to be something we're going to do on next certification as well. But you don't want to miss it because it will revolutionize your business. Every time we hear from him, it enhances what we're doing. So thank you so much, Coach Dan. Today is Wednesday. Dr. Rita, let's load it up. Let's invite. We've streamlined the schedule to the point where you should now be able to focus on certain aspects of our presentations that are done by Zoom. So let's invite and get those people in the seats in front of their computer. That makes it easy, right? And let's get it done and receive all of the powerful information that she gives us week after week after week. See you at the Rebounders for those that are coming. And those that are hula hooping, keep on doing your thing. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great Wakanda kind of day. Bye for now.